What's going on, guys? This is Ryan with the RK Outpost, and you can never be woke enough. You can never virtue signal hard enough, because there'll always be someone, somewhere, that doesn't feel like they're being properly represented, or doesn't agree with this portrayal or that portrayal for this reason, which is why when you play the identity politics game, when you buy into this nonsense, you will lose. Because there's no winning with these people. And what we saw today between Peter Dinklage and Disney all over the Snow White movie. A Snow White movie, mind you, that already has a race-swapped lead. Snow White's skin will literally no longer be white as driven snow, which is why she has that name in the first place. But what we saw play out, which started with Peter Dinklage calling them out for it's not woke enough, it's not progressive enough because of how you're going to represent the dwarves. And then just a few hours later, to Disney coming out and making a statement that says, don't worry, we're going to be very inclusive and we're going to change the dwarves. They're going to be magical creatures. Is that woke enough for you, everyone? This is embarrassing. And this is exactly why Hollywood will continue to fail over and over again. Even with all these reboots, these heartless, soulless reboots that they're doing are not going to work because of garbage like this. Let's look at the original article that came out this morning. Now, since that time, like I said, since Disney responded, AnyWires has updated their video, but I luckily pulled this up. There was no archive or anything, but I pulled this up like in the morning when it happened because I was going to talk about it, but it just kept evolving. Peter Dinklage calls Snow White and the Seven Dwarves live-action remake fucking backwards. Have I done nothing to advance the cause from my soapbox? I guess I'm not loud enough. Maybe they can't see it. Maybe try standing up, Peter. I don't know. Disney has found massive success in recent years by making live-action adaptations of its classic animated movies. Films like Beauty and the Beast and Lion King were box office smashes, even though Lion King was absolutely god-awful. Aladdin was terrible. They still made a ton of money. Capturing nostalgia from older audiences while introducing the most lucrative characters to younger generations. While Disney doesn't seem to be diverting from that strategy, Peter Dinklage thinks that Snow White and the Seven Dwarves should stay on the shelf. Disney recently announced that West Side Story breakout star Rachel Zegler would be starring in Snow White, playing the princess alongside Gal Gadot's evil queen. But in an interview on Marc Maron's WTF podcast to promote his role in Serrano, Dinklage had some harsh words for the new remake. He said that while some fans have praised Disney for the racially diverse casting, they miss the larger issue in the way the original film portrays disabled people. These people are truly fucking insane. Peter Dinklage is truly insane. But let's hear him out. Let's hear him out for a second. Let's hear the little guy out. I was a little taken, no pun intended, I was a little taken aback when they were very proud to cast a Latina actress as Snow White. You're still telling the story of Snow White and the Seven Dwarves. Take a step back and look at what you're doing there. It makes no sense to me. You're progressive in one way, and you're still making that fucking backward story about seven dwarves living in a cave together. What the fuck are you doing, man? Have I done nothing to advance the cause from my soapbox? I guess I'm not loud enough. This is nuts. First of all, Peter Dinklage, as someone properly pointed out, thank you very much, Renee. Thank you very much. Didn't he play a Smith, another stereotypical thing of fantasy? Yes, literally in Infinity War, right? We see Peter Dinklage as a giant dwarf who's smelting, very stereotypical of dwarves. Isn't that effing backwards? How dare you? Look what you're doing to the dwarf community, Peter Dinklage. But that was fine because he got a big paycheck from it. I don't even understand what the complaint is about. This is a fairy tale, right? This is a fairy tale in which these seven dwarves are living. Do you have a problem with seven dudes living together, Peter? Are you homophobic or something? What's wrong with you, Peter Dinklage? Why is that not okay? Can seven men not live together? Or maybe you're upset that it doesn't show them and what they're doing. Maybe it doesn't show the homosexuality these dwarves clearly have. Maybe, I don't know what's going through his head right now. But obviously, Peter Dinklage is a moron, which is why this, I guess, should have been expected. Because when you say moronic things, it turns out that Disney's going to listen to someone like Peter Dinklage. Disney responds to Peter Dinklage's Snow White live-action criticisms. This is so dumb. It's not enough that we cast a Latina person as Snow White. That's not enough. Now we have to make sure that people aren't offended by dwarves being portrayed, by little people. Maybe you don't want any roles, Peter. Maybe you don't want any roles for you and your fellow little people. I don't know. Disney responded. They attempted to set the record straight. To avoid reinforcing stereotypes from the original animated film, is there a singular person out there that watches Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs and thinks that that's what people that have dwarfism in real life act like? Are you high? Are you smoking crack? Nobody thinks that. We're taking a different approach with these 7 characters and have been consulting with members of the dwarfism community. We look forward to sharing more as the film heads into production after a lengthy development period. Still years from release, Snow White will have cultural consultants, just like other live-action films such as Aladdin and Mulan. The film has been in development for 3 years. The studio has been reimagining the dwarf characters since the earliest stages. And again, this first thing, it says they're currently looking for voice actors to give these creatures personality. It will instead be a group of magical creatures. So please tell me, if you're doing Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, that's the story you're telling, but the character is not even going to be white, so I don't know why you're using the name Snow White, and then the 7 dwarves aren't even going to be dwarves, you're going to make them into something else. What is the point of doing this? They continue to bastardize and destroy these properties. They sacrifice them at the altar of identity politics. There are so few people in this world that are clapping and agreeing with what they're doing. The vast majority of people are going to look at this and think this is one of the dumbest things I can possibly imagine them doing. What a stupid thing to bend the knee to. Snow White and the Seven Dwarves is not going to be that in any way, shape, and form, evidently, but at least Peter Dinklage won't be offended by the way that these mythical characters are portrayed in a fairy tale. Heaven forbid we get Peter Dinklage angry. Wouldn't be good. Maybe, I mean, this was fine. It was fine for him to be portrayed like this. No problem for Peter Dinklage. He was totally cool with this. But anything else that doesn't involve him, well, that's just offensive. He is certainly, there's really no other way to say it, is there? He's an angry elf. In the words of Buddy the Elf, he's an angry elf. Must be from the South Pole, I don't know. But let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.
Thanks for watching, everyone. And a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.